Hello, thanks for joining. I hope everyone is good. I'm just putting out a quick video. Well, I think it's going to be quick. It should be because I've got nothing prepared here. This is me switching on my camera. A quick, I don't know, half an hour. Just turn my camera on and share with you the fragrances that I am wearing, enjoying or trying out. I'm going to start with the one that I'm actually just testing out at the moment. This is the newest fragrance I've got that I purchased. I purchased it back when it first launched. I think it's an influencer fragrance. It's their first fragrance they've created. The influencer is Soki London. That's Sophie on this channel, Soki London. And she set up a Kickstarter project in order to create her first fragrance. I do watch Sophie. She does good quick fire reviews on mostly designer brands, a few niche, but very much focuses on designer brands. And she wanted to make her own fragrance. So it's her first ever one and she's called it Empress. The concept of the brand, it was about femininity and empowering women. The design of the bottle kind of reflects this theme of a celestial empress, and that was obviously her marketing vision. And I've kept an eye on her fragrance journey and I just enjoyed hearing about it. All the fragrances she talks about are ones that I actually do enjoy myself, so I just figured she'd probably design something that I might enjoy. So basically, after that waffle, this is how it arrives. This is Soki London Empress Eau de Parfum Intense. So it is marketed to be quite a strong fragrance, designed more for this sort of the colder period around winter, autumn, probably early spring. And the notes always seemed quite appealing to me. I know she's got quite a love for Miss Dior Cherie, and I think that was another inspiration behind this style of fragrance that she's designed. So I did go ahead and pre-order my bottle. It just sounded like something that was worth having. It was it all seemed very fun. So yeah, here we go. So this is the bottle. The bottle's actually really cute. It definitely has a lot of, I think, Terry Mugler Angel influence, or maybe it's a coincidence, but it has got that. I mean, even the star shape, the off-angled star, I love those designs, so I'm quite happy with this. I think it's cute. I think it's fun and cute. There's the notes in here that are talked about, at least, are the popcorn, the toffee and the strawberry. Notes that would give you this idea of a fun, easy, a likable, mass appealing journey, you know? So, and notes that do apparently resemble I'm not familiar with Miss Dior Cherie, but they do apparently resemble that. No actual label or any wording of Empress on the bottle, but we do have the Soki London on the cap there. So like I say, this is a Kickstarter funded fragrance. So I think based on it being a fragrance community funded project, it's nice. I think that this is I think it is a mass appealing scent. I think it is a mass appealing scent, which is nice because obviously those that have contributed hopefully will really enjoy it. I think overall this is a fun, quite youthful fragrance, very sweet. It reminds me of Strawberry Milkshake in the opening. So the opening of this fragrance is definitely strawberry forward. I definitely get the strawberry. It's an unmistakable fruit note. And I really liked that. Then you get the popcorn. This is just obviously subjective. This is how it's on me, at least. That popcorn kind of glides in straight afterwards. So it's a very fun strawberry popcorn opening. I find the popcorn really nice. I think the popcorn's really warm. And you definitely get like a toffee popcorn. There is toffee in there. So I definitely get that. And I find that really fun and really enjoyable. And then the toffee popcorn disappears completely. I think after a minute, I get the toffee popcorn, which I love. And then after another minute, it seems to just disappear completely. She quickly settles down into its long wear scent, which to me is patchouli and strawberry milkshake. That's what I get. But I also get a lot of something that is a musk. I don't know if there's a musk in here. It could just be a nuance. I'm funny with musks, especially ones in designer fragrances. They tend to be the bulker. Do you know what I mean? Like they seem to bulk up other notes just to get that smell kind of, you know, lasting and lingering. But I'm so sensitive to things like that. So I get a lot of that in here. And that patchouli musk is very familiar with many other designer fragrances. The strawberry quality on me is like strawberry milkshake. And I like that. It's pleasant, it's fun, it's easy, enjoyable. But I get this, like I say, a patchouli musk, which is very generic. This probably just doesn't suit me. I'm obviously not the target market, I think, for this one, unfortunately. Now, I know this is classed as a Eau de Parfum Intense. I think it's very strong in the opening. I think it definitely really comes at you. It sits quite far away from you. It's noticeable. But on me, this disappears. I've actually got it on this arm. I sprayed it about half an hour ago. I'm getting little wafts of it, but I don't think it's that strong, not on me anyway. I do think it's quite, aside from me saying about my sensitivities, I think it's a safe scent. I think a crowd pleaser. I love the bottle. Personally, this is actually the kind of bottle that I think is absolutely adorable. I love the bottle. I think the scent for me, unfortunately, seems to be bulked out with too many of the lasting notes, which aren't really that unique or exciting. I wish the popcorn note was more prominent and lasted longer. Just my personal thoughts on Empress. I appreciate the price point here. I think the price is fair, and I think it's actually a lovely fragrance for gifting. A lovely Christmas present or birthday present for somebody who likes that kind of fruity, sweet, enjoyable, happy-go-lucky, sort of maybe even slightly flirty little fragrance. I think it's a nice gift idea, if you know what I mean. So that's my thoughts on Empress. Congratulations to Sophie on her first fragrance, Empress, and I hope it does really well. So let's just move on to my fragrances that I have been rotating with, that I'm enjoying right now, that are hitting the spot, and I can't move outside of this little rotation. They're all I need right now. Let's start off with one that I have actually mentioned quite a few times before, because it is somewhat of a signature scent for me. It's the closest I think I've had to a signature scent in the last few years. And it just is so gorgeous. So this is by Van Cleef and Arpels. This is Rouge. I have recently got a backup bottle of this because I just love it so much. I keep wearing this. It is an all-rounder for me. This is my fruity, patchouli, everyday, sweet, slightly edgy with the dry aspects and woody aspects in here. Kind of very mass appealing, you know, sweet fruit, sweet flower, woody patchouli base. It's got that essence, that profile. But with this particular one, it's just got a little bit of finesse. The rose is a raspberry rose. So straight away, it's right up my street. It is my jam, literally my rose raspberry jam. Sweet, very dark. The rose, I'd say, was definitely a red rose, and it's sweetened right up and made into a jammy raspberry rose jam. Okay, so it is very sweet and syrupy. But the patchouli in here is, it's very much laced with that vetiver. So it gives it the thorns. It's the rose with the thorns, but it's very, very sweet. It just works. It comes off very sweet on me. Like I say, it has that kind of elegant finesse about it. It's a nice little step up from being a sort of a typical designer style. My kind of signature. So I'm getting loads of wear from Rouge. Let's go with my bougie fancy one that I'm really enjoying. This might be my new favourite from Guerlain. It must be, because I've been wearing it more than any other of my Guerlains. And there's never an occasion I have to worry about. Like, I just wear it any time. It's easy. It's soft. It's lovely. It's Oud Nude. So this is definitely the most, I think, mass appealing from the newer collection of Ouds, because it's the least challenging. It's an uncomplicated, comfortable Western Oud, because it's sweet. It's a sweet Oud. I don't know what kind of Oud is in here, whether it's just an Oud accord. Composition is quite gentle and easy to wear, because it's just got almond, raspberry, a tiny little quality of rose, very soft. I find there to be a cherry nuance in here, because the almond and the raspberry give off a bit of a cherry nuance. I never noticed the Oud for a long time until I started to sort of pick it apart a bit more. The slightly woody, slightly sort of, I don't want to say cumin, but I'm going to say cumin, because there's this slightly skin feeling about it, like I don't want to say sweat either, a skin scent, you know? That would make you think there's a hint of cumin in here, but that's obviously the Oud. Like a warm skin at the end of the day. There's a quality in there. There's a delicate, everyday, sweet almondy Oud fragrance. Never challenging. It's never strong. It just sits on your skin, and it's just very satisfying. As you can see, I went for the nude cord, which, you know, obviously self-explanatory there. Showing that they now charge £30 extra to personalise the colour of the cat. That used to be free. You can only have gold now, but anyway, so that is Oud Nude. This next fragrance has become an unexpected staple. I've been in a Tonka mood. 2 weeks ago, I bought Velvet Tonka brand new, And this is how it looks. This is how much I've used of Velvet Tonka. Now, I've got to say, when I first, my expectations were quite high because of what I expected it to smell like. And I was disappointed heavily when I got it. I didn't get the marzipan I wanted. I wasn't getting this pure Tonka that I thought was supposed to smell like. I got synthetic pencil shavings and a bit of medicinal, you know, like a plaster sort of a scent. Play-Doh maybe. Like if you get that Play-Doh, slightly medicinal Play-Doh, it's got that. Even a slight green bitterness to it. It's that quality I've smelt in so many synthetic fragrances, that real pencil shaving. What molecule is that? I don't know. So I thought, no, I'm going to sell this. This is not what I want. But I just stuck with it. Next day, I thought I'd wear it. I just wore it the whole day. And I just suddenly got comfortable with it. A little bit of a satisfaction from its simplicity. It's not trying to be anything more. Me searching for what I wanted in it was just destroying it. Me forgetting about it, going about my business, I was getting a scent that actually was quite nice. As I forgot about pulling it apart, I actually started to get this marzipan-y feel to it. Again, it depends on the day that you wear it. It also plays hide and seek on me. It can be so quiet, this one. I mean, I do overspray it. The scent for me, it's become something so comfortable, quite gentle. It's actually quite enveloping in a sort of second skin way. Nothing jumps out. There's nothing sharp or too bold or conflicting. It starts as it means to go on. Very linear. It's reliable, soft Tonka aura. That hint of something green in here and bitter. That slight nuance of marzipan. It's like the marzipan's been made from almonds that are, you know, underripe. They're still green. So you're getting that slightly bitter feeling. But I quite like that edge, to be honest. Sometimes I can get a slight rubberiness from it. All these scent profiles that kind of layer and overlap, i.e. pencil shavings, rubber, Tonka, marzipan, almond, they all overlap. It kind of is a whole amalgamation of that, just very gentle, very subtle. It really works for me. I wish it was a lot stronger. I really do, because I just actually do love this scent. I've become so fond of it. Completely blank on all the notes apart from Tonka. Completely blank. I'm guessing there's almond in there, I don't know. So please, I kept it and stuck with it. So Velvet Tonka, my current November go-to fragrance. This next one's a quick mention because it's on the same page as Velvet Tonka, unexpectedly. One I've got, it's very niche, it's very unusual. It's not one I want to wear every day, but because it reminds me so much of Velvet Tonka, it's made me want to start putting it out and wearing it and experiencing it again. By the house of Exaltatum, and it's called Mimosa Gold. I was wearing this a lot during the spring because it is a sort of fluffy, dry mimosa scent, but I've always said that it reminds me of green marzipan, like a very dry, unsweetened green marzipan. So there is a similarity between these two. There's a hint of something. They're not the same, but they do have that same feeling. And it's made me sort of start reaching for this one and appreciating it. This is far more niche. This is far more unusual. It has a kind of grassy hay quality. There's definitely a Play-Doh feel about it. I mean, mimosa is that yellow pom-pom little flower. It has a kind of yellow, dry sort of scent, very dusty, not much of a scent, but kind of a grassy green, dry yellow scent. Plum, which you do get, but it doesn't really smell fruity. It's given a sort of sweetness to something else. I've forgotten all the notes. I swear there's almond in here. I can't remember. But it gives me this marzipan-y, slightly fruity marzipan, dry, grassy marzipan. It's really not that sweet. It's quite a dry, like I say, it's quite a stable scent. It's really interesting anyway. I find it really Moorish, really unusual, not for everyone, but I love this and I've been reaching for it because of Velvet Tonka. So that's just a quick mention of Mimosa Gold. So last but definitely not least is a fragrance that's really earned its place back in my collection. I had it quite some time ago and I sold it because I just didn't give it enough wear and experience. I'm so happy to have this back because I'm just appreciating all the things it's doing, all the nuances, its little journey, and it's really hitting the spot. And it's by the house of Arquist, and it is the absolutely beautiful Architects Club. This is an aromatic vanilla in a nutshell. The vanilla is so beautiful. This vanilla starts out powdery. It's just such a beautiful quality. but it's never heavy. This is not a big heavy, this is not gourmand in the slightest. This is more like a gin and tonic meets a vanilla. It becomes a glow that sits slightly away from you, with nothing heavy, nothing cloying. It's a very elegant tonic overall, with this beautiful warm vanilla. It's a juxtaposition between cooling and warm. It's cooling and warm. There's this Angelica, I can't remember all the notes in here, but you get this gin and tonic feel, this gin feel, which is cooling and slightly metallic. And the vanilla is so warming and beautiful, but they come together so well somehow. Overall, it still sits very elegant and very cooling and very sophisticated. And I think of it as a tonic, as a pick-me-up, a subtle but very luxurious, elegant pick-me-up. I went to Scotland recently. This was last weekend now. I went to Edinburgh, and I'm not a good traveller at the best of times. Usually I'm okay by train. So we got the train to Edinburgh, and we heard halfway through the journey that the train was going to terminate in Newcastle. We were to get out of Newcastle and find our way to Edinburgh. We got to Newcastle. There was 1,000 people waiting in a queue. It was briefly on the news. I was one of the unlucky ones, stuck at Newcastle for 4 hours waiting to find transport to Edinburgh. It was late, everyone's tired, everyone's ratty, and I get headaches really easily. Now, I was wearing Architects Club that day because it's a nice gentle one for travelling. We finally got put into the back of a taxi, a minibus sort of taxi. I'm not going to waffle on. I'll try and keep this really brief. But I was stuck in the back of a taxi for 2.5 hours, and that's probably the worst I've ever felt. I was the most travel sick I've ever been. I had anxiety, I had breathing problems, I had a migraine. I was in a very bad place in the back of this cab, but I could smell my Architects Club. Now, normally a fragrance would send me over the edge. If you get heavy travel sickness, you know that there are very few fragrances that are going to make you feel better. You need a blank canvas, you need fresh air, that's all you need. Architects Club was like a self-soother. It's like when you rub your hand on your shoulder, it's like even if you bite your fingers, all these little things are self-soothing, distraction elements. But Architects Club seemed to add to self-soothing. It was just something about it that just seemed to help me get through this journey. The vanilla was comforting, but it's luminous vanilla that's like a glow. And I got this tonic from Angelica and the other notes that are in here that give this cooling effect, almost like slightly metallic, a cold cooling effect. And the combination just seemed to work. I'm not saying this is like a travel sickness cure, but as fragrances go, this was so nice. So when I say it's earned its place in my collection, that's really what I mean. I think me and this fragrance have been through some stuff in the back of that cab. We went through it together. Very familiar and very fond of this fragrance now. So that is the very beautiful, the Architects Club from Arquist. So yeah, just a little roundup of fragrances that I'm enjoying, that I'm trying out, that I'm experiencing in my rotation. That is all from me. I hope you're all really, really well. Take care. See you on the next one. Over and out.